Hi friends, I'm Chandrasekhar here, and we shall be talking about the D20 chart now. I had also given a lecture on this topic in at ICAS Noida, but that was in Hindi. So for my English speaking and understanding subscribers, I am recording this in English. These are all short lectures. You know the D chart lectures are not very long, and you also know my opinion that in D charts we have to look at the Rashi aspects of the sign and the planets tenanting those signs. Uh, I need not remind you, but at my age, the habit is to reiterate again and again something which has been told earlier. The cardinal Rashis aspect, the fifth Rashi, and vice versa, barring the Rashi immediately, uh, cardinal or fifth Rashi immediately adjacent. And the dual Rashi aspect is so that's easy to know. What for is this D20 used? Or as ViMshāMsha chart, as we say, the great sage Parashara says, Upasanaya Vijnanam Sadhyam Vinshati Bhagavati. The science of Upasana, worship, but it is not only worship, it is any effort put in to desire, obtain some result, sadhyam, to obtain, is to be seen from D20. So it is not always the worship, which is generally what is projected by astrologers of earlier age. Uh, I differ a bit, I have my own opinion and never afraid to express. So this is a way of why does one worship or why does one work to get out of trouble? Or some great trouble or war or death, certain death, and also to prosper. So for that, whatever is done or what is going to happen in the chart of the indicated in the chart of the Jataka on a larger scale in the D1 chart, the flavors of it can be seen by D20 chart. This is how I would look at it, and this is how I would approach it. Now, since I'm talking about death and death like pains or change and transformation to prosperity, etc., it is obvious what we shall look at it is the Earth Bhava, the Lord of the Earth Bhava, planets in the Earth Bhava, as usual, of course. I mean, that I don't even have to say because we see the influence of all this. And the great Saturn, who is the Karaka for the Earth Bhava. So let us go ahead and I'll try to share the D20 chart along with the D1 chart. And here it is. And as you are aware, what we do is on the left side of the screen, you will see the natal chart, the birth chart, we can call it, of Mr. Warren Buffett. We continue with Warren Buffett only. His lifestyle story is already on the video, so you can check it. And I don't have a, you know, what can the tendency to justify whatever I am saying. No, it is not so. You can check it yourself. So, what we are looking at, Earth Bhava. What is the Earth Bhava? It is the Leo Rashi. In the we are talking about the D20 chart on the right side of the screen. It is tenanted by Moon. Its Lord is Sun, who is occupying the ninth Bhava of the D20 chart, along with Jupiter and Saturn, the Karaka, though in debility, is uh, there in the fourth Bhava. And it will be interesting to know that here Mars appears to be in exaltation Rashi, Saturn in debility Rashi, and both of them aspect the eighth bhava, where moon is positive, because both are tenanting the cardinal Rashis, and moon and the eighth bhava is in uh, the fixed Rashi of Leo. And so what has happened? Are they strong? Are they not strong? We know that we are capable of understanding what is this showing. This might be showing, some hard work, something to even do with analysis. Saturn is deep analysis, and this is what would have changed. Mars likes to show off, of course, but will he show off is one question which must come into our mind. But there would be some sort of show off at some point of time. Eighth house is there, uh, so and Sun, the great Sun owns it. Sun happens to be in the ninth power along with Jupiter and aspected by Rahu, Ketu, Mercury, and Venus from the dual side. So, what must be there? Overall, his approach should have been or would have been. Initially, there might have been some show off, but generally he would be free of show off because though Mars aspects Saturn, the great renunciate, also aspects the eighth power, where Moon indicating not only the seventh power, indicating the business and his spouse and everything. It also points to the mind of the Jataka. These are being influenced by Mars and Saturn. Even in case of worship, Mars is called, he is a adult. Not exactly adult, we can say adolescent. Between adult and adolescence is the stage of Mars, likes to show off, etc., etc. And Saturn, as the age advances, Saturn comes into play. If both are influencing something, who goes towards the maturity, the formless form, and other things. So, what could it be? Yeah, initially he might have liked to show off something, but over time he would, especially in the matter of religion, because eighth Lord is occupying the ninth power. Upasana is said, and it could also be this. So, what could have happened there? What happened was, initially he used to sing in church choir. Go through his, perhaps because of influence of his mother. Moon also represents mother. We know that, and we know that ultimately that Moon is also aspecting the Lagna, the ascendant, and the Mars over there as well as the Saturn there. So that influence did make him go to church, seek choirs, etc., etc. But later on, what happened was he turned agnostic. And that is what he has said himself. So it's not my understanding. Now, so which is that external form he is going away from? Did something else happen? Yeah. What was it? We see Rahu Ketu aspecting the Sun, the eighth lord, and Venus also aspecting it, Mercury aspecting it, and all of them cause a sort of, the confusion. We know that Rahu has a tendency to create illusion or uncertainty, we can call it. Ketu gives up something. So he perhaps gave up the to religious participation, etc., etc., and then turned agnostic. And agnostics are not atheists. Actually, meaning of that word is they think that they can't either prove that there is God or disprove that he is not there. And so this is how his approach became. We know his success was because of deep research, again indicated by Rahu there, who is aspecting the eighth thought and sun, and Saturn aspecting the eighth house itself gave him the typical, characteristic of, Saturn is said to reside in gambling houses, and might sound not very politically correct for me to say that, but stock market is also a type of gambler. I would say it is sort of a science of probability where everybody wants to win by playing against the market, sort of. And it needs great patience, great calculations, And all that is being seen. Plus, with Rahu aspecting that Sun, the earth power, and Venus, Mercury also aspecting it, you will find, I think that I might have talked about in his T16 chart or whatever of vehicles, and you will find he liked luxury but understated. So had two Rolls Royces, one he used for 8 years, used to drive himself. So there is a combination of all those things. But if you look at even the way he invested, you will find initially he was into machinery and big companies also. And I think I should not bring it here because it would be too confusing. But you go through other D chart and you will find how does that influence of Mercury, Venus, the trading, the textiles, etc., also helped him achieve his goal of making good profit and also passing on that profit to the to his clients. Ultimately, it is the upasana of what about success. So we can even look at success from that point of view in the D chart. If we don't want to go to the what can I say? I mean the eighth house moon and Coca-Cola investment, etc. But these are, I think there we are already covered. We are only looking at how he approached life to obtain success. And I think I have been able to convey that. And if I could not, the mistake is entirely mine. So understand what was happening there. We see that he has initially, though he might have had some inclination for a bit of show off or hard work. He chose hard work, transformed himself. So, Lord of the Earth going to the ninth house means transforming yourself to achieve your fortune. And for that, a person has to uh, exert himself. And this is how I look at Upasana. You can say it is connected with the religious part, which I have already explained that he was initially religious or at least appeared to be religious because of influence of mother there, and later on the agnostic. So, my dear friend, I hope this is not too confusing. Mm, Sometimes I also feel that when I talk extempore, it might appear to be confusing, but believe me, it is not. You just go on, putting one brick over other, and the entire picture will come out. But you will see there is a lot of, similarity. Look at the squares in both the D20 chart and the natal chart or any other D chart and the natal chart, you will find the similar planets influencing. If you can see the similarity, that is why I am giving them side by side. And so you will agree with me that the divisional charts are, what can I say, a microscopic image of something which is much larger and is consisting of all other parts together. All those 16 divisions together lead to the uh, D1 chart and the ultimate personality of a person. So, my dear friends, I will take your leave. I hope I have not confused you more than I could, and I take care. Good night.